to the fourth episode of The Holiday Slay, where I'm teaching you all the tips that you need to finish this year strong, to make this month, December, your best month of the year ever, because there's still time to do that. So welcome. I'm super glad that you're here with me. What I'm sharing with you today is how to hit your actual income goal for 2022. I know that so often people roll their income goals year over year over year over year, never really hitting the goals that they want. And so today I'm going to share with you my insider secrets to how I hit my income goals year after year after year. Okay, so before I do that, I've been singing you guys a Christmas carol, so I'm going to attempt to do this one, but I've been struggling with it because here's the deal, guys. I have not sung legitimately since before COVID. I haven't been singing on our worship team at church or anything. I don't even really sing around my house. So my vocal cords are a little squeaky and tight. So here we go. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. May your days be bright. From now on, your troubles will be out of sight. I think it's may your heart be light. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, your troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years, we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough. Squeaky voice. Have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Oh my God, that was so rough. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Here we go. We're going to jump into this. This morning in the shower, I was like, what am I going to sing? I don't really have a song. And then that popped into my head. So there you go. That's your Christmas song for me today. So listen. Today, we're talking about setting and hitting your income goals. And here's the deal with me. When I set goals, I hit them. I wanted 6-figure months consistently. I hit them back to back to back to back over and over and over again in 2020 in the middle of a freaking pandemic. I wanted to cross $1 million in revenue in 2020. I hit it. Again, I wanted to do it again this year in 2021. We did it again. And not only did I hit it, but we smashed that goal. We have done almost $2 million in revenue just since October. And so my intention for you, and the reason why I'm sharing this is going to be a quick inspirational training, but the intention for it is to help you get out of your own way so that you can move into 2022 with momentum and really start hitting those goals this time, right out the gate, right? With this understanding and this knowing. Before I jump in, I want to invite you to the cash creation challenge that we're doing. We're doing 2 parts to the challenge for the end of the year. The first part is on your own. We're doing a daily sales challenge. And so what I know is that most people don't hit their income goals because they don't make enough offers. And so I'm challenging you up until December 31st to make an offer every day to someone or someone's. It can be a group offer. It's not just about posting every day on your social media channels, buy my stuff. It's just making sure that every day, some way, somehow, you offer or invite people into your programs, into working with you, into the next opportunity that you have with yourself, as you guys have been seeing me do. I'm not doing it every day, but consistently throughout the week, I am inviting people to join me for the Cash Creation Challenge. So that is the same exact thing. So a daily Cash Creation Challenge every day. And then I am gifting 150 seats. And I believe we are at 125 right now. So I may expand it. I haven't decided yet, but I'm gifting 125 seats to my Cash Creation Challenge our cash creation crash course that I'm doing at the end of the year. So for a full about a week and a half, I would say about 10 days or so, we're going to be together, really focusing on making money and creating momentum into the new year. So join me for the cash creation crash course that I will be running starting December 28th. And we're going to roll right on into the new year. So we're going to go from December 28th till about January 7th with focusing on making money. Just go to letsmakemoresales.com. All right. All right. One thing I want you to understand too, the reason why I'm making this offer to you is that nothing accelerates your results faster than being mentored by someone who's already done what you want to do, right? You want to give, here's the thing. You get what you give focus to, and you get it faster when you're in the frequency and in the proximity of someone who's already created it. And so if you want to create momentum, if you want to do 6-figure months, if you want to have 6-figure sales, if you want to have your biggest sales months ever, you want to join me for the Cash Creation Crash Course. So this is your opportunity to be mentored by me. Don't sleep on it. It's a free crash course. I'm giving away free seats. So let's make moresales.com. Here's what happened. Actually, let me say this about the training today. This is not like what most people are going to teach you about how to hit your goals. I'm going to teach you some stuff that most people don't talk about that you need to be very keenly aware of as you move throughout this following year and even the next couple of weeks as we go into the end of the year and start to create this momentum. Because if you don't pay attention to what I'm going to share with you today, it is very likely that you're not going to hit your goals, that you're going to hit December 31st, 2022. And you're going to be setting that same income goal with the same gusto for 2023, doomed to repeat the same process again. So I want you to kind of lean in and listen today, because it's not going to be your same old goal setting training. Okay. Here is what happens when you don't hit your goals. Maybe you thought that you were going to smash 2020, but then COVID, right? Maybe you thought, like most people did, you gave yourself big plans for 2021, like this is going to be my year, and you didn't hit your goals like you thought you would. And maybe you cleared your head to gear up for the fourth quarter this year, thinking, okay, this is it. And so far, you haven't hit those goals either. And maybe right now, because of all of this, you are starting to feel a sense of loss of momentum, even with the holidays coming up right now, because of the holidays coming up right now. And as we head into the first quarter of the new year, I have a sense that most people are feeling this way. Like the momentum is gone. Let me just take my vacation time. Let me chill out. And then we'll start again next year fresh. Maybe you're even starting to feel a little doubtful that you'll achieve that goal of 6-figure months, multiple 6-figure years, or even crossing the $1 million mark in your business. And right now, you're searching for some answers. You're looking for some support around that. And you've been maybe asking yourself questions like, what can I do to make sure that I totally smash 2022, that I totally own it, that exactly what I want to do is what comes to pass, like make it a done deal with certainty. Here's the deal. This is what happens when you don't hit your goals. I want you to listen to this, because this is what's happening under the surface and the reason why most people don't hit their goals. When you don't hit your goals over and over again, you begin to question yourself. You begin to question your skill set. And then what happens is that questioning, am I good enough for this? Maybe I'm doing the wrong things. Is my marketing, am I wording it right? All of that begins to siphon your certainty, your confidence, and your self-esteem, and so much more. It eats away at your power. It brews a lingering sense of self-doubt that can spiral out of control. And then those feelings of inadequacy, uncertainty will inevitably become self-fulfilling prophecy. And then what will happen is you'll keep trying to set goals. You'll keep setting goals and getting frustrated. And then nothing really changes, because that cycle is going to continue and continue and continue. So today, I'm going to give you 3 powerful tips, 3 power tips to help you own your 2022 goals, period. Okay? So how do you own your 2022 goals? How do you make sure, absolutely freaking sure, that you hit your actual income goal for 2022? You guys ready for this? Number 1, write this down. You want to start to cultivate awareness, begin to cultivate awareness. Most of us walk around in the world on autopilot and we just kind of have the same habits. And if you don't pay attention, you'll be eating the same thing every Thursday, driving to your house, passing through stop signs and stoplights without paying attention because you're numb to actually what is going on in the world. So what you want to begin to do is pay attention to your thoughts and your feelings. If you experience a setback, and if you experience setback after setback after setback, and you don't do this, what will happen is you'll set a goal. And if you fail to achieve it, you will begin to create something I like to call a negative snowball effect. In a negative snowball effect, that's when our thoughts automatically start looking for what's going wrong instead of what can go right. Are you with me? Your thoughts start looking for what can go wrong automatically instead of what can go right. And what happens is you start to miss opportunities that are everywhere around you because we're focused on the wrong thing. We're focused on the negative. We're focusing on, oh, it's going to blow up. We're focusing on not getting the sale. We're focusing on people not having the money. We're focused on no one listening to our offers. We're focusing on people not booking calls with us, right? That's what we're focused on because we're so used to getting it. And guess what? You get what you focus on. The brain is a goal-achieving machine. You will always find the evidence that you seek. You will always find the evidence that you seek. I tell this story often. I'm going to tell it really quickly again. If you've ever test driven a car, have you test driven a car? What happens when you test drive a car? When you test drive a car, you see that same car when you get on the road driving everywhere. Not only do you see that same car, but you see the exact same color and make and model typically that you just test drove. Now, is it that everybody just decided to get on the road with those particular cars? No. That's how our brain works. We get what we focus on. Your brain filters out any information you don't need and only brings to your attention, I hope you caught that, only brings to your attention that which you are seeking, that which it feels like you need to do the next thing. So if you are focusing on what's going wrong in your life and what's going wrong in your business, your brain is going to bring to your attention more things that aren't going right, more people who aren't willing to buy, more people who don't have the money, more instances where people are not paying attention to you or applying for your services, all of those things, because that's how the brain works. So here's what's really happening when you experience not hitting your goals again and again and again. You are actually creating a sense of trauma around not achieving your goals over and over and over again. And it's almost as if you begin to sabotage yourself. You expect to lose. And when you expect to lose, more instances, because that's what you're focused on, of you losing begin to show up in your life. You're showing up every day. You're taking what seems to be the right action. You're doing, this hat is like moving from side to side. You're doing what you're supposed to do, but you're still not getting the result. Why is this? It's because you kind of expect that to be the case. You have become accustomed to overcoming obstacles, to having people say, I can't afford it, to grinding for it, to working all hours of the night and praying that someday it's all going to work out. And the longer you accept that as the norm and continue down this path, you start to believe this as your truth. And every time you go for it, every time you go, this is going to be my year, there's always this undercurrent or looming sense of doubt as to whether or not you're actually going to achieve that goal because you haven't thus far. And it really isn't that you can't hit the goal. That's not it at all. I believe that most people can do six-figure months. I truly believe that. It's not that you can't hit a six-figure month goal or a six-figure a year goal. But what happens is if you don't master your thoughts and feelings, and you don't master what you are focused on, no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, you're going to feel like you keep hitting a wall. You keep hitting this income ceiling that you're not able to break through, like you're just spinning your wheels, like you're on a hamster wheel. So in order to overcome this process that happens even without our permission, is we first must recognize or become aware when this is happening. And in order to be aware, you have to begin to get an understanding of what's happening by monitoring what you think and feel at any given moment in time, particularly, especially around the times when things don't go your way. How do you show up? How do you feel? What are the emotions that come up? Do you hide? Do you complain? Do you give up altogether and figure you have to change everything? What's the pattern of behavior? What is the emotion? What is the feeling when you're in a setback? When there are setbacks, disappointments, missteps, when there are failures, start following the thread of your behavior and your emotions so that you can get a handle on them. What you'll begin to see is repetitive patterns. This is what I do every time. The beautiful part about this process, this is something that happens inside of my Play Big program. It's designed to help you recognize these patterns, which is why people do so well inside of it. Because one of the things that I help my clients with is breaking through this stuff, breaking through their pattern of understanding it, recognizing it, and then taking the next step. Why? Because we cannot see our way out of a challenge if we're looking at it every day from the same level of thoughts, feelings, emotions that we've had in the past. You can't see your way out of it. You've got to take an objective look at who am I being every single day when things don't go well? What choices do I make? What decisions do I decide on? What things do I say to myself and others when things aren't going my way? How do I behave? Do I pretend like everything is going well when deep inside I know that things aren't? What are the patterns of behavior that I have? Do I hide? All of those things. Because in order to create something different than what you've grown accustomed to, you've got to change the way you routinely think, feel, and behave each and every day. And the only way that you can change it is by starting with the awareness that it's happening in the first place. So you want to kind of become hyper vigilant about how you show up, especially when things aren't going well. Then and only then you have the power. Then and only then you are at choice and you get to choose how you respond to every single situation, how quickly you respond, all of those things. When I used to fail, let's say put out an offer and no one would buy, I would hide. I would do it once and go get crickets and then I would disappear. And so I started to notice when I started to learn these concepts, I started to notice this pattern of behavior and started to sit with the emotion of even the thought that I expected that I would get crickets. Like no one's going to respond to this post. No one ever responds to my post when I do these things. And I just started deciding that everything is always working for me. And I stopped hiding. And what that allowed me to do, and I'm not telling you to do it this way, I'm telling you what I got out of searching my own awarenesses. What I started to do is to respond faster. Okay, no one's responding. What do I want to do about that? How about I let it sit for a couple of days before I delete it and hide, right? Because I'm embarrassed. And then what would happen is 72 hours would pass and I have lots of comments. I had lots of responses. I wasn't giving the algorithm time because I was just reacting and not responding. Each time you make different choices that's in alignment with the future you desire and the goal that you seek, because the future I desired was that people did respond. The future I desired is that people did buy from me at the levels that I was asking. So every time you make a different choice that is in alignment with the future you, the goal that you seek, the you that you be that has the $1 million business or that has $100,000 months or $100,000 a year, every time you make a decision that is in alignment with who she is, who he is, you are priming your brain to install a neurological hardwiring to actually think, act, and feel like the person you are in your future. The person you desire to be in your future. You're doing both identity recoding and wealth recoding at the same time. I can go on and on and on about this. I'm not going to do that. And I can go on and on about the things we do to anchor this in. But for now, I want to move on to the other three things. But I want you to understand this awareness of who you be. How do you behave? How do I show up? How am I feeling in these moments of self-doubt? How am I feeling in these moments where I have setbacks or the goal didn't get accomplished the way that I thought or I wanted to? So now that we are aware, what do you do next? So in this process of awareness, you want to pattern interrupt, okay? What's got you here to where you are, the level that you're at, what's got me to multiple $1 million, right? What's got me to $2.3 million, which is where we are this year, is not going to get me to the 30 million I want to be there. And here's what is going to get you there. You have to lay down the salve that has brought you thus far. We all have a blanket a comfort zone, something that is our protector or our comfort. And I'm going to share with you what that was for me in a moment. I had to lay that down in order to cross over to the level that I desired to be in. I'm going to share with you what that first one was, and I'm going to share what it is for me right now, and it's going to blow some of your minds. Right? What it was for me before is I used to have this sense of like, I would smile all the time when people were kind of uneasy in my presence, because I have a very serious face because I'm always thinking, my brain is always working. And so it intimidates. Like my present has had an effect where people feel intimidated in my presence and by me. And so in order to make people feel comfortable in my presence, I just developed this nervous smile that as soon as I met eyes with somebody and can sense that they were uncomfortable, I would smile. Like, I'm a good person, right? It's okay. You're safe. And I did this for many, many years, up until a few years ago. I also would joke and smile. So I had a gesture side to me, right? I am that person anyway. But that was my way of letting people know you're safe to be in my presence, because I didn't know any other way to do it. And so what would happen is life would lean me more towards that than just being 100% of who I am. And who I am is actually a maverick. Right? I am a rule breaker. I am a person who is direct and to the point, all of those things. That's how you experience me most of the time. And I'm a goal achiever, right? And me being a maverick is not just about achieving goals. It's not just about making a crap ton of money. That's what it looks like on the surface. Like, oh, she's a go-getter. She's all about like making money. But what it's really about is about breaking societal norms and the stigmas around money, wealth, and success, especially for people of color. It's about challenging the status quo and the traditions that no longer serve us. It's about taking back your power from everyone who ever made you wrong for being you and helping you to unleash that power, to have the freedom to make it happen your way. 100K months, millions, your way, in your own way. That's what it's about. But I couldn't do that because I was too busy trying to make other people feel comfortable. So what's your salve that you have to lay down? I have a salve right now, right? When I look at me going from where I am to $30 million in my business, right? When I go there, the salve that I have to lay down is this banner that I've worn that it's not easy for Black people. And I get it. There is some truth to that. And in order for me to go where I need to go, I can't take that blanket with me. I've got to release that blanket and take on this mantle that I am the creator of my life, that I can do whatever it is that I desire to do. Now, I'm not saying that that's your story or belittling anyone's circumstance. I want to be clear about that. But I understand for me, that's the journey that I'm on right now. So I've got to hold the dichotomy of what I know about my people's journey and what I know about what we experience every day, because I just experienced something yesterday that broke my heart. And it just brought me to this place of like, no matter how much freaking money you make, people will still see you as Black, period. Right? But then there's part of that story that I have to release in order to be in the spaces that I need to be in, and in order to create what it is I'm trying to create that I've never seen created before, right? In my own world, in my family, in my life. So that's the salve that I'm laying down. So what is the salve that you have to lay down? What is the thing of comfort, the blanket of comfort? Is it that, oh, I have to look successful. Oh, I have to know all my stuff. I have to have everything perfect and all together before I can present it to the world. What's the salve that you're holding on to that you must lay down in order for you to get to the next level of where you're trying to go? Often there's something that we create to protect us, an alter ego that's more palatable for people, right? And even though it's not like who we are, we feel like, okay, who we are may not be attractive to our most, actually, no, let me say this. The alter ego that you create, you think that it's the thing that's going to get you where to go. But the reason why it's not working, it's because it's not the thing that's most attractive to your ideal clients. They are looking for the frequency of you. You have an energetic signature. And when that signature is altered by the salve, by the alter ego that you show up in, they can't see you. And so you're wondering why people aren't responding. That's the reason why people aren't responding. They're looking for the energetic signature of you, and they're getting this made up energetic signature that you think you need to be in order to achieve, in order to get the results. When the reality is who you be and all your quirks, the silliness, the personality, the bad notes that I sing, all of that stuff is exactly who I need to be to attract the people who will invest $100,000 to work with me. Same thing for you too. Right? So what is the salve that you're holding on to? you also must lay down the very thing that you've used your whole life to get where you are for something greater to occur. I'm going to say that again. We must lay down the very things that we've used our entire life to get to the point where we are for something greater to occur, because what got you here won't get you there. Some of y'all, it's working 24/7, grinding it out. I'm gonna work on the weekends. I'm a grind till I own it. It's not working. Why? Because what got you to this point, love, is not going to get you to the next point. There's an identity that you're holding on to that you must release in order for something greater to occur. And in order for you to be able to do any of that, you have to have an awareness as to how you are showing up and behaving even now. That is number one. Number two, choose intention over driving and striving. Choose intention. I told you guys, no one's teaching you this when it comes to goal setting. It's because I am an overachieving high achiever that I know that this is a gateway to get you where you want to go. Choose intention over driving and striving. Focus on becoming over doing. I'm going to say that again. Focus on becoming over doing. Most of the people who are attracted to me or people who become my clients are driven, like ambitious. So ambitious, they would never tell people exactly how ambitious they are. And they use action and making it happen to make stuff happen. Head down, I can figure it out. Head down, do the work. I got this. And the truth is, if you knew, you would already have it. If you already knew, you would already have it. There's no more doing for you to do. There is some becoming that must happen. And in most of that becoming, it takes a little massaging and some mentorship, right? If you already knew, you would already have it. You would already be there. So it's about becoming that next level leader. The goal is to destroy what's not working, to disregard the old rules that have served you to this point that are no longer serving you, and to give yourself a new path that gives you your power back to fulfill your desire to leave a legacy, a path that invites you to rise and fearlessly break out of the mold that has kept you exactly where you are, because you've taken yourself as far as you can go with the things that you are currently doing and who you are currently being. This whole process is a delicate dance between intention, like I intend to do this, and then surrender to the process. I'm going to say this again. This is a delicate dance between intention and surrender. Because if you focus too much on the intention, and then you're driving and pushing and exhausted and burnt out and still no results. Here's the thing. You can focus too much on both. There's two sides to every coin, right? We don't want you burned out just going. And we also don't want you just meditating all day. Here's the thing. This is the reason why you're driving, you're pushing to exhaustion, like work, go here, go there. It's not working because seeds produce fruit. I'm doing all the things and it's still not working because those seeds are planted in lack. You think you have to do all the things because you do not have. And seeds produce fruit. Seeds sown in lack produce lack. Seeds sown in abundance produce abundance. When I move and decide to do a thing and decide to show up in a certain way in my business, in my life, I do it with this understanding, almost as if it's already a done deal. I sow those seeds with a knowing that it is coming back to me 100-fold. And then I release. There is no lack. There is no, I got to get up and work on Saturday because I do not have enough clients. There's not enough people registered for my event. I trust, again, that it's always working. Everything I do is going to reach its intended person or persons. So if you focus too much on surrender, then you get nothing done. So it is this delicate dance. It's a powerful dance. Intend and trust. Intend and trust that it is done. Make a decision. Decide. Right? That's an intention. The intention is I'm going to do $4 million next year. Okay, who am I kidding? 5 million. We're going to do $5 million next year. That just like kind of happened in the moment. So the decision is we're going to do $5 million next year. That is the intention, right? The decision itself, that is the tool that's actually creating. Actually, let me just make sure. I want to make sure you guys get this. Okay. Because most people believe that the action that you do, the do, go, is how you create, which is why you want to overdo. You're like, what else should I be doing? How should I be doing it? I need to do more. What kind of ways can I post? How can I show up on live streams? Do. But the doing is how we receive the thing that we already intended or decided that we will have. It's how we go gather and collect the fruit. The planting of the fruit, the creation tool, is actually the decision that it's already done. So if you think about it this way, every time you're in doubt that you're actually going to accomplish the goal, it's like you're uprooting the plants and the seeds that you've already planted and starting the process over again, inevitably denying it's coming to fruition, right? And so what we want to do is we want to intend, decide a thing, and then surrender with the trust and knowing that it's already done, right? So your action is actually the receiver. And I'm also very clear that my crash course is going to allow people to see what their next step is to working with me. I'm not worried about that part. I'm just doing the action that's required for what I've already decided is going to be done. I know I've got some of your head spinning, but this is going to change how you show up in your business. We do not take action to create. Too much pushing. We take action to receive what is already done. So move as if it's already done, and that there's no way that you can undo it, what you've already created. Can I get a witness? Are you with me? All right, I see you guys you're picking up what I'm throwing down, right? There's no way you can undo it. So this requires a level of trust, a deep level of trust. And there's 4 levels of trust I talk about. I'm not going to go into that right now, but I will tell you this. I'm going to be teaching classes this year in 2022 around wealth energetics, the frequency of money and possibility, the frequency of possibility and collapsing time and all of this stuff, because I don't talk about it enough. It's going to be the first time that I'm actually going to sell lower end offers that work on this stuff, this mindset stuff. So be on the lookout for those. We're going to be doing the first one, I think, in January, called Making Millions, where I'm going to show you the mindset and the strategy behind how I've created my $1 million business. So be on the lookout for that. All right. So that's the second one. The second one is, so the first one was bring awareness. The second one is choose intention over driving, right? So focus, decide. The third one that I want to give you today that's going to make sure that you absolutely accomplish your income goal next year is you want to do a goal gut check. Do a goal gut check. A goal gut check is this. Here's the thing. Honestly, most of the time when you are setting your goals, I will be honest with you, the goal is simply not big enough for you, boo. I know that people who are attracted to me are meant to do big things in the world. And so what's happening is you're not getting excited about it, and you're inconsistent and undecided about so many things because it's not the real truth of what you want to do. And you don't put your energy or effort into doing what you need to do, or to being who you need to be to attract the people, the resources, or whatever you need to make it happen, because you don't really want that. You want bigger, but society has told you you're too big for your britches, or your setbacks have made you feel like you should start smaller so you won't be disappointed again. But your soul knows better. Your spirit knows what you truly desire to create. Now, before you get super excited about that, on another note, there's an opposite side to this coin as well. There are times when the goal is too freaking big. Maybe you don't have enough resources in order for you to attain the goal with ease, without killing yourself to make it happen, without driving yourself crazy. So you want to make sure that you're assessing the goal to see whether it's too aggressive for you or not aggressive enough for you. What I'm saying is this: first and foremost, assess the goal and make sure it's really what you truly desire. And then once you've done that gut check, when I was a teenager in high school, I knew that I wanted to be a millionaire. And I made a decision and I had this thought process that I would be a millionaire by the time I was 40. Now, I thought I was well on my way. By the time I was 30, I was already earning multiple 6 figures. It was great. I thought things were just going to go up from there. I was on track, and then boom, lost everything. What happened in the interim as I began to heal the wound and the shame of losing everything, because it was all rooted in performance and proving to people that I could be a successful person. And there's many reasons behind that. I won't get into that. In the healing process, what I realized is that I started shrinking my goals. So I started saying that I didn't want to be a millionaire. Oh, I don't want to have $1 million business, because people who have $1 million businesses are working so hard and they're stressed out and they only get to take home like $300,000 of it anyway, or this much money of it anyway. And so why don't I just go for like $500,000 would be the most? And that was the reality that I'd anchored myself in. And so I was making smaller and smaller goals just to get to the point where I was doing $500,000 a year. About 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago now, probably going on 5 years, I was on a call with someone who asked how much money I wanted to make. And I told them $500,000. And they were like, well, what are you doing on the call with me? Because I only work with people who want to be millionaires. And something hit me. It was like it shook something inside of me that reminded me that was what I wanted. So I began to recount this story to this person and sharing with them that I'd made this decision a while back because I had failed so often in trying to hit this $1 million goal that I just decided that it wasn't for me, and that I was only going to incrementally get to the point where I was doing like $500,000 sounded incredible to me. If I can do that in my business, I would be set. And at the time I was at 6 figures. I was just above, I was doing probably about $125,000 a year in revenue. Knew like $10,000 a month was guaranteed money that I would make every single month. In that moment, I made a conscious decision to tell the truth about what I really desired. The veil that I'd put up, right? The salve that I'd been holding that I thought was protecting me from failure, I was able to release in that moment. And I was honest about myself that I did want to create millions using my business, because I understood what that meant for my legacy, for my family, and for myself. Let's be honest, by this point, my ego was like, I know that I'm a powerful person. I understand that I'm meant for success. Why am I underachieving so much? And that's how I felt. And so there was a part of my ego who wanted and desired it as well. So in the moment of telling the truth, that very next year, I doubled my income to $250,000. And it's been growing ever since. Listen, I've been very, very honest. Last year, at the beginning of this year, I realized, okay, it's $30 million. That's the goal. That seems so far off for me. It's scary to even think about and to even share it and say, like, this is what I want to do, because I want to help millions of people, especially people of color, become millionaires using their business as a vehicle that does that. And what I know is going to happen is they are going to shift the wealth code for their families. I have a son who doesn't understand lack. He is the beginning of this process for me. Then his next generation and next generation, they will not know what I have known as lack. That's important to me, right? So I know we're shifting wealth cycles. We're shifting generational wealth codes by doing this. But that took Shameca being honest with herself. This is working so powerfully now that last year, this time, we were celebrating doing $1.5 million in 12 months. This year, we are celebrating doing almost $2 million since October. Over $1.8 million since October. Tell the truth about what you desire so that you can allow it to come in. Don't be afraid, because it's all an eventuality. Like, it's a matter of time. It's going to come. It doesn't matter if it doesn't come this year. If you can trust that it's going to come, you're open to it. But if you close off and pretend like you only want a 6-figure year, or I just want to do a couple of 6-figure months, then I'll be good. I was saying that at some point in time too. And I was like, hell, I want to do millions of dollars every month. Because what that means, what's connected to that is people whose lives have changed. If I'm supporting at that level, that means we're rewriting wealth codes for millions of families at that point in time, hundreds at least. So I want you to think about that. What is it that you truly desire, and do a gut check? All right. So I want to recap this and then do one more invitation for you to join us for my program that's coming up at the end of the year that I'm gifting seats to absolutely free. So here's how you make sure you hit your actual income goal for 2022. Again, this is not the stuff most people are sharing with you. First, you want to cultivate an awareness of your emotions and your feelings when you're feeling or sensing or experiencing setbacks, failures, and disappointments. Two of our most unique capabilities or capacities as human beings are that we possess the facilities of self-reflection and free will. This means we have the ability to look at where we are, where we've been, and decide where we want to go. You want to harness this skill set. This is where your true power lies. Number 2, be intentional, yet focus on allowing and becoming. So yes, take intentional action, but focus mostly on allowing what you want in. Allow people to pay you, allow people to book calls, allow people to comment on your posts, right? And becoming that next level leader you desire to be. Let go of all the vices, salves that you have shackled to your current level or that have you shackled to your current level. And then make an intention and a decision as the creator of your life to change things, right? So let go of the things that have you shackled to your current level, that have you stuck where you are. And remember that intention and decision is the creator, and that action is actually the receiving of that thing that you've already created. Trust that it's done. It's a delicate dance. Trust that it's done and do what you need to do. Trust what it's done. Allow, become, do what it's a beautiful dance. And then the last one is do a goal gut check. Was your goal for 2021 too big or too small? Were you playing big all year long or were you playing small? Get really clear on that for yourself. If it was too big, then what kind of support do you need? What do you need to learn in order to achieve that goal this time? If it was too small, because you know you were playing small, then what do you need to do to step it up? To play a bigger game, to allow yourself to play a bigger game. And continually ask yourself, what do you need to do? What do I need to do to allow myself to expand into my next level so that I can achieve this goal? What do I need to do? I'm constantly asking myself that. Constantly. And when I get an opportunity, I ask myself, do I want to expand or do I want to stay the same? That's the most powerful question I ask myself on a regular basis. So those are the 3 ways that you can make sure you own the hell out of 2022, even if you have not achieved your goals for 2021. This is how we do it. But I want to invite you to the Cash Creation Crash Course. So there's 2 parts to this challenge that I'm giving you for December. The first part is on your own. This is the daily sales challenge. Most people don't make the money that they want because they're not making enough offers. So every day during the month of December, all the way to December 31st, I want you to make an offer every day to someone or someone's in some place. Email, social media, messenger, phone call, doesn't really matter. Group of people, your Facebook group, it doesn't matter. Group of people, single person, every single day, invite people to whatever the next step is to working with you. That's the first part of it. The second part of this is I am doing my cash creation crash course. This is usually it's 4 days. I haven't done the number of days, but we're going to be together from December 28th. What we're going to be doing is working on creating cash in our business and momentum into the new year. So while my company will be closed, I am gifting you guys with 45 minutes of my time every single day, plus a Q&A session we're going to do, plus a training call that I'm going to do with you guys over the course of these 10 days or so that we're going to be together. Gifting my time with you to help you create this momentum, because I know what it's like to not know like where to go or to not really know what to do in order to change what's been happening for you so far. And so this is my Christmas gift to you to show up in that way. So go to letsmakemoresales.com. You're going to be with a group of people who are all stretching each other with their own goals and setting the bar high for themselves and celebrating each other and creating momentum. Listen, you achieve your goals faster when you're surrounded by or in the energy or proximity of someone who's already done it. So here's that opportunity for you, and it's totally free. Definitely, I could charge, make no mistake about it, but I'm gifting this to 150 people. I think we're at about 125 right now. We just opened the doors last week. I may open more, but as of this moment in time, I don't have the intention to do that, but that could change by tomorrow. So most of them, I would say 3/4 of them, that's probably more than that. I would say they're about 90% gone already. We probably have about 20 spots left. MakeMoreSales.com is where you want to go. And again, I've extended the dates to this thing. So we're going to go to around December 7th. Your daily cash creation challenges are going to happen between December 28th and the 31st. And then the rest of the time, I will just be supporting you, answering questions, giving you more resources in order for you to continue to make money into the new year. When you get there, answer all of the questions because that's the fastest way. So I'm letting more than 125 people or 150 people apply because we'll go through. If you don't answer the 3 questions that we have, and if you don't answer it in a way where you're saying you're going to be there for 100% participation, we won't allow you into the group because it's free. So your payment, your investment in this course with me is your time and your 100% commitment to being all in while we're doing it. If you cannot do that, we won't allow you into the course. So answer the 3 questions. If you don't answer the questions, that's an automatic. We'll remove you and not allow you into the group when it's open. The doors to the group, you're going to get the secret location when you go to letsmakemoresales.com. The doors to the group don't open until a couple of days before. I think we're opening them on the 26th or the 27th of December, where you'll go in and you'll do your first assignment, which is to record your intro video for the group. And that's how we're going to do it. This last time we did this last year, we made over $300,000 just in 4 days, $300,000. And I know we can do that and more again this year. And I'm looking forward to doing that. So go to letsmakemoresales.com, register for the cash creation crash course, get your name on the list, be first in line as we allow people into the group. That's it, guys. That's it for today. Revisit this over and over and over again until you get it down into your spirit, because this is how you become a goal achieving machine. All right, guys, happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for watching my show, my channel. Here's what I want you to do. If you really love what you've been listening to, I want you to subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. No, really, leave a comment. Like right now. I'm not gonna stop talking until you leave a comment. Seriously, leave a comment.